Hi, we're taping from Dickinson High School today, and we got a special treat for you on Cooking Crave. We're going to show you some French cuisine. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer. Thank you for joining us on today's Cooking Crave, sponsored by the Workshop. Today we have a special guest chef, Ryan Carson. He is a junior at Dickinson High School, and he is very interested in culinary, and he is preparing some French food for us today. So we got some stuff already in a saucepan here. Can you kind of give us what you got going so far?
Sure, Rhonda. All right, first of all, we got straight from the Lyonnais region of France is sauteed chicken and onions and tomato. You start out chopping your onions, of course. It's really probably one medium onion. Next, you just add them to the pan and chop up your tomatoes. All right, I'll do that right here.
And are you looking at any specific type of tomato or?
Plum tomatoes.
Plum tomatoes, okay.
4 to 6 plum tomatoes.
Okay.
And then you just cut them. It's really whatever kind of priority you have towards them. They don't have to be a certain size or anything.
Okay.
Just dice the tomatoes up and add them to your pan.
All right.
All right, you just add them to the pan and let them simmer for a little while.
Okay, and is there anything that you put in the pan first with the chicken? Any type of, do you prefer olive oil or what type of?
EVO, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay. And how much olive oil did you start with?
I would say about 3 to 4 tablespoons.
Okay.
You're going to be putting chicken in there too, so you're going to want a little bit of extra liquid. But a lot of the liquid comes later from the wine. It's white wine, vermouth preferably, but you can use any wine you want.
Okay.
You basically boil out all the alcohol and then just add it straight to your vegetables and let it simmer for a little while.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So what do we got going? What are we going to start here in this pan?
Well, we'll start on the gratin of potatoes. This is, you have to do something called a roux, which is made traditional for gravies and gumbo. It's popular in Louisiana, and it's basically a browning of flour and fat. And this one features vegetable broth. Basically, to start the gratin, you have to boil your vegetables up.
Okay, and what kind of vegetables are you using here?
We have potatoes and broccoli,
okay. Some
classics. But of course you can use whatever you like. You boil those with some garlic, and we pour out the vegetable broth and keep about a cup of it, because that'd be all we need. All right, now we'll start the roux.
Okay.
We're going to start by melting this butter, and just let it kind of do its thing for a little while. And
do you like, you were saying, fat. Do you prefer cooking with butter?
I do prefer butter over margarine. I just think it's a lot healthier and better for you and everything.
I like butter.
Me too.
Not going to lie to you about that. Butter's always good.
All right, so we've melted our butter basically all.
Okay.
Now it's important, and I would suggest using a whisk like this that reaches kind of the bottom of the pan, because make sure nothing gets caught. Next, you got to add your flour, and you got to keep stirring while you add this flour. And it's gonna just keep stirring to it, not let the chunking start.
Okay.
Because as soon as it gets chunked, it can be fixed as soon as it gets chunked, but I don't know, I like hitting it just right on. All right, after we've kind of blended it together here, you can't allow it to brown, because that'll take away a nice color of a gratin.
Okay.
You just slowly add your vegetable broth. It's going to start.
And do you prefer cooking with stainless steel cookware, or do you do?
I do have quite a bit of stainless steel.
Okay.
Mainly because I like the look of it.
Okay. Do you find that is easier to cook with than, like, say, Teflon based?
Well, Teflon, of course, is non-stick, which I kind of like, but I don't know. I think it's mainly the look for the silver with me, because it looks so clean, and if you do get everything off of it, it looks more professional, I think.
Okay.
All right, and we don't have to add the whole cup of vegetable broth, because as soon as it ends up like this, it's perfect. It's exactly the right kind of thing we need.
All right.
And you can add your various kinds of spices. Here we have herbes de Napa, which includes rosemary, basil, and all your classic Italian herbs. Although this is a French dish, you just add some of those and mix it up.
Okay.
And then you got to add your cheese. This is Parmigiano Asiago.
Okay.
It's more Italian again, but it's kind of all together. It's French food with an Italian flair. And that's kind of where I do all my cooking.
You like to, when you're doing your cooking, you kind of lean towards the French, Italian?
I lead towards Mediterranean, if anything. Like, it'll be if somebody wants me to cook Cajun, it's going to have more Mediterranean than to Cajun, but it's going to be a Cajun dish.
Okay. And while this is cooking, I understand that you kind of outsource your cooking as well. If somebody wants you to come to your house, you'll go.
It's called Take Home Chef. It's kind of a business I've started. For $7 and the price of groceries, I'll come into your house. You pick a country, we'll go grocery shopping and pick all the ingredients out. I'll cook it and pick up the kitchen just for $7 and the price of groceries. It's a really good deal.
And have quite a few people taken you up on your offer?
Quite a few, actually.
And you've enjoyed it?
I love it. It's mainly for experience. That's why I was actually not really thinking about charging, but my mom said, well, you should probably charge so they don't think you're just some lousy chef or something. I was like,
okay.
Oh, well.
Well, I would never think you were lousy, but that's an awesome deal.
All right, so here we have the, there's your roux. It's done quite well. It's all ready to go.
Okay.
Next, we take our vegetables and just layer them in here.
Again, you said this is potatoes and broccoli.
Potatoes and broccoli, preferably small potatoes, because when you have to rondelle cut them, which is when you cut them into the circles, and they have to be small because usually I like to cook them in these tiny dishes because it's more appeasing to the eye and just kind of, I don't know. Fine cuisine is all about appearance, and so basically, well, and taste, of course, but.
Well, certainly.
All right, so now you just pour your roux in. Pour as much as you like. I do like a lot.
Okay, Ryan, we've made one au gratin potato here. Now, we used some of the ingredients. Can you explain, if we were going to make 4 of these, what the size of the measurements of the ingredients would be to make 4?
Of course. For about 4 of these smaller ones, it would be about a pound of potatoes.
Okay.
Chopped rondelled into the little discs, of course. And for broccoli, a large bunch, basically cut into the smaller little kind of tree-like things.
Okay. Roughly about 2 cups, would you say?
About 2 cups, yeah.
Okay.
For the roux, just to make this one, and there is a little bit left for maybe another half, it's 2 tablespoons of butter and then 2 tablespoons of flour. But as long as those 2 parts are equal, you can make as much as you want.
Okay.
And then the cheese is to taste, because if you're not a cheese person, you don't have to have any cheese. But if you love cheese, like I do, I just cheese it up.
Okay, sounds good. And you were talked about that, you said this is Asiago and what cheese again?
Parmesan.
Parmesan. Is that a pretty strong tasting cheese?
Well, I can smell it from here. It is pretty strong.
Okay.
And basically, after you're done adding the roux, you just sprinkle some cheese on here, and because it's going to look really nice with browning. And then I put a little bit more of this on here for look, and it tastes really good too.
Okay, so a little bit of the spice on top. And then, obviously we're going to put this in the oven to bake it. At what temperature do we put it in? 420
on broil.
On broil?
Broil, because you're going to want these top row just to do the cheese. Because the vegetables and everything should already be done. Everything's cooked, you just want to melt the cheese and make it look good.
Okay, and how long does that take usually on the broil?
Oh, well, at 420 degrees, I'd say it would take about 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we got that. We have a couple in the oven, so we'll show you the finished product there. Let's go back to our main dish here. Now, it's all cooking in here. Now, what size chicken? How much chicken did you use preparing this dish?
I used 2 fairly large chicken breasts. They were yay big.
Okay.
They were pretty big. And what you see here with the browning, it's over caramelization. It makes the onions more sweet, and we don't, of course, serve that. It just adds flavor to the chicken.
Okay.
With as far as an onion goes, it's 1 medium onion and I said about 6 plump tomatoes. To cook the chicken, you first want to pat it with pepper or whatever kind of spice you like. I love using this sun-dried tomato garlic.
Okay.
It's from the same company that made the herbs. It's really good. It smells amazing.
Oh, that's very fresh. Nice.
You just you basically just pat it, add some extra virgin olive oil to your pan on high, and just throw the chicken in. You're going to want to press to brown it on each side, but don't cook it thoroughly. You put it back into the vegetables with the wine and let it cook throughout that, because it adds a lot of flavor. And as soon as you get the chicken in, you just cut up some carrots and put them in. So this recipe is really versatile. You can add just about anything you want to it.
Okay, so if you're not partial to carrots, don't add them.
Right.
So we got, looks like 2 large chicken breasts in here. For when you were talking serving size, what size family would this serve?
This would serve, well, it of course depends on how hungry they are. If they're just looking for about, I don't know, on a fine restaurant, they would only serve about half that chicken breast.
Okay.
Because but you would of course get like 8 different plates of different things, and you'd be completely full by the end of the night. But like around here, about 1 chicken breast per person. So maybe another 2 chicken breasts, another onion, and about 8 plum tomatoes, along with another 2 carrots.
Okay, sounds great. It smells wonderful. Smells wonderful.
Thank you.
So we have this, and we have our gratin potatoes, and we also do have a dessert that we're featuring today too.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about the dessert.
It is a raspberry parfait.
Okay.
It is partial to France. They did kind of start out with a parfait, but a parfait is well known about just about anywhere. You start out by, I prefer whipping my own cream because, well, Cool Whip is good and everything, but I just prefer whipping it up myself. I can make it as sugary as I want, as bland as I want. I just like the control. So you whip up your heavy cream, and then you add in your vanilla yogurt. You fold it in using a rubber spatula. You just add it and then fold over, and add any sugar you want or anything. You're going to want to use vanilla yogurt instead of vanilla extract, because vanilla extract is brown, and it's going to make the cream brown, and it's not going to look.
It's not as eye appealing.
Well, no, because if you see a little cup full of brown stuff and raspberries, it's not that great. It's not eye appealing. But you just fold it in and make sure you're going to want to make sure your cream, if you whip it yourself, you're going to want to pick up the mixer, and if it peaks at the top, you're good. Then you just scoop it in, add your raspberries, scoop it in, add your raspberries, however big you want or however small you want.
Okay, we have everything dished out on a plate here. It just looks so awesome, Ryan. It just smells wonderful as well. So again, we have your chicken recipe here, and the au gratin potatoes they look wonderful. And your parfait with fresh cream, and again, you said with vanilla yogurt.
Vanilla yogurt.
Instead of the vanilla extract with raspberries, it looks like.
And you can use any kind of berries you want, any fruit.
Any fruit. I suppose, just depending on what's in season is what you're going to use. Yep. So again, we want to thank our guest chef here, Ryan Carson, from right here at Dickinson High, a junior. And if this looks appealing to you, they can just give you a call.
Sounds good.
Okay. Again, thank you for joining us on Cooking Crave today. And also thank you to our workshop. To get these recipes and to submit your own, please go to www.ctctel.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.